it's the Grammys' 50th anniversary, and you've got Frank Sinatra introducing vinyl and records and how they can teach you German, Spanish, or even Vietnamese.
Yes. And golf.
And golf, yeah.
Maybe Dean Martin used to, have a vinyl golf teacher.
Yeah, maybe. But it can be with you in the lows and be with you in the highs, and it talks about the wonder of the recorded art.
Yes, that's what the Grammys were started for.
Yeah.
I think Comedy Album won the second Grammys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's hence he's talking about learning golf and other
exactly,
things.
Yeah. It's not just about music, which it seems to be now.
So you got Frank Sinatra talking about it, and then sort of the camera pulls back, and there's Alicia Keys behind the piano in a green ball gown, and Frank Sinatra's sort of seems to be standing at the piano.
You don't see him until she does like a couplet, and then maybe he comes in.
Yeah, the camera's just focused on her.
Yeah, so this is the thing I was thinking, wow, to be in the room and how different it would have been, because we've got the advantage of the director directing us what to look at.
Yeah,
so,
exactly, yeah.
What are they looking at when... Because there's bits when Frank isn't singing, and obviously he sung the whole song. When he released it as a single in 1955, it was a solo effort.
Yeah.
So this is some kind of video from either his TV show or someone's TV show of him performing it, and they've isolated him and taken out all the background. So it's got this kind of ghostly hologram kind of aura.
Yeah, I had to sort of watch it a few times to work out, okay, it's on a screen.
Yeah. At first you think maybe they've made it look like he's standing at the end of the piano.
Yeah, but he is quite a static, obviously very well choreographed performer, so he'd be sort of stuck in one position until it's time to move to the next one. So his hands are pretty still, they look like they're on the piano.
Yeah, but what do you think is happening when the director has clicked to camera 5, just Alicia?
Yeah, just Alicia. I reckon it just goes...
Is it just a freeze?
And then it's just him between two frames going dig 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 dig.
Yeah. Or they've cut in a bit of him not singing, where it's just music or whatever, and he's just there with his mouth closed. And they do that thing where it's like a loop where it goes forward and then backward, forward, backward, rocking slightly.
Yeah, I reckon it's just him sort of rocking, and it would look really freakish. And it's just because it's like the same footage.
I wish we could see that.
Just on a loop. Oh, I gotta pay to see that. But it works as cut in between.
It does the job.
It does the job, yeah. So Alicia, super dolled up, Grammy style. Yeah. Green dress, hair up, some pearl earrings maybe or something. Lit very classily, and
You think it's lit very classily? I thought the presentation of it was pretty fucking lame.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's very bright. Could have been a lot more sexier. Because she alternates between squeezing out and essentially exhaling the first couplet. And she continues doing that. She says that, and she also does and she kind of mixes that together. A bit more low lighting might have worked a bit better, but it's quite bright on stage.
The tables are empty. She's just doing total sex.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quivers. There's lots of tasteful growling, almost.
It's like she's pretending to be turned on by Sinatra. Because
I know, it's gross.
It's like we're meant to all think that Sinatra is this fucking sexy legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, at his peak, he was a very sexy performer.
Let's not say peak in the same sentence as sexy legend, please.
But is he really remembered like that? He's not really anymore, is he? He's more remembered as a great interpreter of song.
Yeah, it depends when you go back. But I think the more we talk about him, there's so much sleaze involved.
Which we all know in 2008.
And dominance. Yeah, definitely we all know about it. But it is pre everything. It's basically pre-2008 crash. 2008 crash is when everyone got cynical and podcasts started fucking coming out about the actual real history of everything and how everything is fucked and conspiracy theories really got going. So maybe people were just going, Grammys, classiness, Sinatra, yeah, because they were fucking in love with all this retro stuff, as we've talked about lots. And obviously Amy Winehouse won an award in this Grammys, didn't she?
She couldn't get there for it, but she was
she couldn't get there because she was in Rehab.
I think she was she was the most nominated.
She was.
She was the most nominated person at the awards, I think.
Yeah, and the record of the year was Rehab, and she was in
Right.
Rehab at the time. So yeah, Alicia, quivering, enraptured, squealing, sort of pre-orgasmic bliss. It's basically all very Mariah Carey. All the noises and stuff like
Yeah.
like it's very much like the sort of happy birthday, Mr. President.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Marilyn
You're right. And
Monroe.
he is the president of the Grammys, I suppose.
He's the president, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the 50th Grammy at the start.
Yes. It's his 10-year anniversary of his death as well this year. So that all
Right.
fits together.
It fits
It's just
together.
her performance is, yeah, like you say, kind of like a Marilyn Monroe happy birthday kind of thing.
Yeah.
But this song doesn't demand anything like that. It's totally not about being sexy in any way.
No, I know.
This is almost like following on from... It's kind of a mix, actually, between the last two songs. It's like a saloon song, but it's done from the bartender's point of view, the person that has to listen. The normal saloon song is from the first person, but this is like a second person. It's the response. They're talking to us, like we're the sad sack at the bar that's just spilled our guts. And they're telling us, well, it's going to get worse, and this is what you're going to expect in the next, week or month or whatever. You're going to expect all these things, and they're all going to come and get you. And you can't get away from it. And the way that Frank delivers it is pretty much matter of fact, and it's almost like he's with a shrug of his shoulders, like, this is how it's going to go. Whereas Alicia is like almost inhibiting the first person with her expressions.
I don't think she's communicating these lyrics. It's just, that's Frank Sinatra, and I've got to be sexy. That's the act.
Yeah.
She's playing like Frank's kind of girl.
Like a Playboy bunny.
Yeah. She makes herself kind of less black as well for this performance, I think. Like, it reminded me of when I worked in a film advertising agency, and they would have these parties and stuff, and the hoi polloi who worked for them would all dress up like this, and everyone would just be doing these horrible sympathetic smiles that you're not really supposed to say much. You're just supposed to kind of...
You're meant to be seen.
Drift around and be seen. And it's like that glamour puss kind of starlets, pussycats. But basically, it looks like everyone's drugged up. It's like the girls are drugged. And she looks sort of like she's drugged, or she's got to act drugged. And you're supposed to look like you're in love with the men and Sinatra.
This haze, like a kind of haze around
It's
it.
like a haze, yeah. And you've got to act like you've just walked through the pearly gates. And Frank Sinatra is God.
Are you meant to look like you've just had sex with him? Like you've just finished and you're smoking a cigarette after?
Yeah.
That kind of
but
bliss.
no sort of smudged makeup. More like, so happy to be here. And so,
in the presence.
So, in the presence of this just great man. He's such a great singer. He's a great
And
man.
because he's looking straight forward, not taking any notice of her, because he has no idea that she's there, obviously.
No.
But it reinforces his status as being a kind of shit.
Exactly, it really does. It's really
Ignorant shit.
And that time and how women were supposed to just fawn over the powerful men.
Yeah.
It's horrible. She's so deferential, even to a fucking hologram. It reminds me of when Vader appears on screen in the Star Destroyers, and all the sort of like captains are just going like, "Hello, Lord
Shitting
Vader."
their pants.
I'm afraid we lost the Millennium Falcon.
Feeling their neck getting a bit tight.
Yeah, getting a bit tight. Like, it won't happen again, sir. No, it will not happen again. And then they're just like grabbing at their fucking shirts and falling over and dead. And that's like Sinatra. He's just there. And she's just got to be ultra nice and sexy, because all women have to be totally deferential to the king of the Grammys. Otherwise, your career's over. Even now. Even from the dead fucking grave.
Yeah, I know.
In these duets, he's always just stares straight ahead. He does a little bit of interaction, but he's mainly so focused on his performance. And the others are doing the sort of kowtowing to him. And this is no different.
Yeah, because he's looking straight at us. He's delivering the news to us. And it's not witty, it's not friendly banter, it's not like Dean Martin or something who might mock you a little bit, you know. There's no jokes in this or anything. It's basically just like a doctor. You've got a case of the blues.
Yeah.
Instead of case of the blues, which has probably been used already, there's like, you're learning the blues.
Yeah.
But it's not a friend giving you advice, because they don't give you any advice. They just tell you what's going to happen, and it's really gloomy. It's like really gloomy.
Like a tea leaf reader or something. Like, well, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then you're going to die.
No punches pulled. It's just a lowdown.
And you can't do anything about it. And if it's someone telling it to themselves, maybe it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because he plays the lowly, jilted lover, even though he's a lot more dominant than that, really.
Yeah.
But as we know, he likes to play that role, get all the girls. And that makes kind of sense. But here, it's like... It's very strange as a duet, yeah. It really is.
So, yes, the other way, it's like a teaching song, you know, like the Dean Martin Conway song.
Exactly, yeah.
They're telling you the cliches of being heartbroken.
Yeah. But it doesn't really tell you how to make a blues song. Like, I thought that's what it might be about, learning the blues.
But I got confused because like, without even watching it, I thought, what they've done, because I'd seen Birth of the Blues, which is a duet with Frank Sinatra and Louis Armstrong. And that is a song that goes through the cliches of blues music. They're going back and forth about how you do it with using the blue note and all this kind of stuff. I honestly thought this was going to be his part of that duet, and Alicia Keys was going to take on the Louis Armstrong bit. But no, it's a completely different song. It's just because it had the word blues in it.
Shit. Oh, no, that would have been a lot better.
It would have had a conversation in it, and it would have worked as a duet. Where this doesn't work as a duet because they're both the same character. They're both giving you the same advice from the same point of view. So there's no difference in what they're delivering.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even though she tries, like
she tries. She's really trying, and he's giving nothing back. I mean, he is fucking dead.
And he's performing it to a camera, and he has no idea it's a duet.
Yeah, but it's got enough digital hijinks and shit involved in it that people just go, wow, 2008, wow, he's singing right there. Like, oh, incredible, he's back.
It's a pop experiment, isn't it? And that's what Alicia Keys is kind of a tool for, tool for innovation.
It's a massive gimmick.
It's the same with the Bond song. She was in there as an innovation, and she's in this as an innovation.
She's used for innovative moments.
Yeah, and experiments.
Bring her in to back it up.
Yeah, because she's a safe pair of hands. Alicia doesn't fuck it up. Alicia just gets it done.
Yeah, so they have... Oh, shit, getting fucking Jack White to do Bond is fucking... Okay, Alicia, she'll steady the ship.
Exactly.
And this fucking crazy gimmick with the fucking Sinatra. Alicia, she'll steady the ship. Those cigarettes you light, one after another, help you forget him the way that you love him. Calm down, Alicia.
Did you write that in your notes in caps?
I've got that in caps.
Yeah, me too.
How many eyes have you got?
I've got about 10 I's and I've got about 10 M's.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I's and 3 M's. And in brackets it says overcompensation.
Yeah. Even before that, when Frank comes in and it's his first reveal, with "That's the beginning," and then she does the fucking horrible "Sing it, Frank."
Oh, I know.
The cringiest thing.
So cringy, yeah.
And then he says the next line is that she says, "Yeah."
Of one of those clues, yeah.
Stop it.
It's gross as fuck, man.
And during this, Frank is a totally different rhythm than the music they're playing on this version. The music differs a little bit from the 55 version that I guess he's clapping along to, but it's not even like he's clapping his hands. He's like clasping his hands in this odd way. And it's to a different...
He does do that.
And it's to a different rhythm. Maybe that's Frank's genius of interpreting song. He's got a different rhythm in his head. But like... It just looks really awkward, and it looks odd with the music in the background because it's not all going along with it. And this is where it starts to all break down. It's clunky, them being together, them trying to sing together, them cutting bits out of his, and it's like, oh God, this is just awful. Then she fucks up a line in the chorus as well.
Does she?
When you're at home alone, the blues will And she's supposed to say taunt you constantly, but she says haunt you constantly.
Yeah.
But haunt is the rhyme in the next couplet. So then she says haunt twice, and it's like, this is just getting worse and worse.
I didn't realise it was a fuck up. It just sounded like a boring sort of repeat. But that bit there, she changes from sort of sex kitten to kind of, I've really got to, I think she just feels totally weird about this whole thing. And she's really got to overcompensate, basically, for the fact she's singing with a see-through flat image.
Yeah.
This is just getting weird, so...
And she thinks, I'll use my pipes.
Use the pipes, yeah. Some singers, they can't get to those notes without getting a bit oomph behind them.
Yeah.
But she's obviously more technically proficient than that. So she's kind of done it just to try and wow things up.
I think so. I think she's thinking, why is this the opening song? It's like, what are we doing? Like, this didn't win a Grammy. The song was a hit for Sinatra in 55, so this is why they found a piece of film of him singing it. But the images of Sinatra are not from him performing on the Grammys. Yeah, you have that little intro bit that is him presenting the Grammys in 1963. But this song, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why is it so downbeat, this opening? Yeah. Why isn't it, like, big kind of lights and everything flashing and everything, like, kind of, this is exciting, it's the 50th. And then I was looking at the news of that time. I saw it was 3 months into the writer's strike of 2007, 2008.
Oh.
So...
Right.
I think it might be a fucking panic job, this whole show.
Oh, just left to the techies.
Yeah.
Oh, no. When you let the IT fucking department fucking
they're like, what are we
do
going
the
to do?
presentation.
What are we going to do? No one's thought of a good idea. And they're like,
I got a really cool idea.
And then I looked into this and I saw that, like, they did this. I think this has been taken from 2003. There's this production company called Batwin and Robin, and they did this multimedia show called Sinatra, His Voice, His World, His Way. And it's the same kind of thing. They've got him on big screens, and they've got, like, band and other people performing live with him. So I think they've just kind of maybe gone, I saw this thing once, and it had Sinatra on it. Yeah, we'll get in touch with those guys. Yeah, bring it in. Oh, God. And they're all panicking. We need something. We need something.
Yeah, just like, you get the techie people to do fucking shit, man. And like, Brian, maybe you'd like to come up with some suggestions. Like, stops eating his donut and spits out some tea.
Jam squirts out.
Jam squirts out. Okay, yeah, I can have a look. Hey, there's this sort of Sinatra thing I saw a few years ago. Maybe you could do something like that.
My mum told me about it.
Yeah, my mum told me. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, cool.
They're like, wait a minute, Sinatra. 10 years. 10 years since. Oh, brilliant. Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah. And we got some footage of him presenting the Grammys. Oh, we've saved. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah. So, Brian, last week you said you're going to come up with... What have you got? Yeah, we sorted out everything. There's a screen with a 2.5-inch camera lens behind it, and then you're going to have someone singing with it, so it's perfect. So, who's singing with the screen, Brian? Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Stevie Wonder?
Hey, we could just get Alicia Keys to do it. Did you have a script, maybe, that I was gonna... Nope.
Oh, from, like, a phenomenal performance that we all remember from the back in the day. Nope, it's just Frank Sinatra doing a song that no one remembers.
Yeah.
There's contrasting stories about how this got to Sinatra. So there's one story which was told by Stanley Cooper, who managed Barton Music Corporation, which was a New York-based publisher that was part owned by Sinatra. And apparently 2 guys came in with a demo of this song, sung by Philadelphia singer Joe Valino, and they were trying to get Valino a contract. Apparently Stanley Cooper listened to the song and was like, well, I'm interested in the song, not the singer. Yeah. It's sung in a Sinatra style, so he's like, oh, well, Sinatra could do this song.
Yeah.
So, put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
So Stanley Cooper tried to get the address. He got the songwriter's name.
Vicky Silvers, yeah.
Vicky Silvers, yeah. This was her first song that got picked up. out of like 159 credits on Discogs, 156 were this song or variations of this song, like in different languages or whatever. So it's a one-hit wonder. So Stanley Cooper knew she lived in Philadelphia, but they wouldn't give the address because they were thinking, no. So he did a bit of phoning around, found her husband, who had a clothing business in Philadelphia, and he arranged to meet the following day, took a contract with him, and he got the rights to the song that day. This is his story.
Yeah. Okay.
Another version of the story is from the son of the jazz trumpeter that arranged the recording of the demo with Joe Valino. And he says, when he talked to Joe Valino's niece, that she said that, Sinatra heard the demo and sent goons down to Philly to pressure Valino to give up the song, and Joe was beat up.
What? Oh.
Contrasting stories to how Sinatra got it.
Yeah. Well, he's had other people beaten up. There's a story about someone, I think he played the drums, and he would just kind of like get really fucked off with Sinatra because he was so dominant, and he would like put in like kick drums where there shouldn't be one, just when Sinatra was about to
Hold a phrase,
and it would always just irk him so much, but he just like couldn't help himself, just like change the dynamic. Yeah. Like, what?
Doing a fucking Phil Collins fill.
Yeah, a bit of gated snare or something. What? And then he got him beaten up in the street.
Oh, really? So there's beatings on his record?
There's definitely beatings on his record. According to reliable podcast sources that I've heard. You know, he takes the piss. You don't take the piss out of him. That's how it works. Like,
yeah, it's a one-way street.
Yeah. There's this story about the Alabaster birds. You heard that?
No.
So at his house, when he's still married to Nancy, a pretty young guest knocks over this alabaster bird, which is Nancy's special bird that she's got on the mantelpiece.
Yeah.
And Nancy's daughter's like, "Oh no, it's Mum's favourite."
Oh, you mean Nancy? Oh. Nancy's daughter, Nancy.
Nancy's daughter, Nancy. Yeah. It's like, "Oh no." They come in twos, these alabaster birds. Frank Sinatra goes over and grabs the other one and just like smashes it to bits as well, and says to the pretty young guest, "It's okay, kid. It's all right." Like, and this demonstrates his kind of power and his cruelty, but also his kind of like always trying to seduce the young girls as well.
Power as a seduction technique.
Yeah, like, because really it's not very nice to smash the other one for your wife and in front of the daughter.
What kind of young girl is going to be impressed by that as well?
True. That's a good point.
When they see a married woman being appalled, and then they see a child being, appalled, and another young woman being appalled, and then they see this fucking tyrant fucking smash
the other one.
Yeah, and then like,
just for you.
Oh,
just for you.
That's gonna make me cream my fucking knickers. Fucking hell.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, he did pretty well with the ladies, but it's the power thing.
So the music is strident, kind of like upbeat, really, isn't it? The rhythm of it and the tempo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
I guess that kind of fits with the teaching side of it. It's like, don't get too sad. The music tells you that it's not that serious, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
If it was really sad music and you had these lyrics, it would be really, really doomy.
Yeah. Maybe Brian did suggest, like, that The Cure should do the music. They were like, "No, Brian, we're going to have to call you on that one. Hire someone else."
But Brian, you're not getting a pay raise. Yeah, so after that chorus, we get a change in the atmosphere and a vibraphone comes in. And it becomes kind of nightclubby, I suppose. I don't know what the vibraphone brings up for you.
What's that again?
Like a marimba or a glockenspiel,
Yeah.
And in the background,
yes.
You can only see one other performer in this. I mean, sometimes they cut to shots of the whole brass ensemble. But when Alicia's singing, you can see this one guy who's playing the baritone or bass sax. He's hardly ever playing. And did you see him? He looks like a spaced out Harry Kane.
Oh, God.
His mouth is open. His like head's bobbing around. His eyes are whirring around his head.
Yeah.
It's like Harry Kane coming out of the dentist chair, you know. He's just had a fucking tequila poured down his neck. It's like,
Yeah, if he's been asked a question that he doesn't really understand.
So then we go to... they actually do start to try and harmonise, which is another disaster.
Oh, yeah, there is a harmony, isn't there? That actually gave me some light relief because I was like, okay, thank you, a harmony, a pleasing piece of music between the two. I thought it was actually quite good.
Yeah, well, they actually kind of fight for it a bit, or Alicia does.
Yeah.
They kind of try a bit and it fails, and then she hits a note where it works and she just holds on to that note and it's like, yeah, good work, because you have to. She's just taking scraps, basically.
Yeah, he's talking most of the time when he sings anyway, so it's difficult to harmonise with him.
True. He's not really holding his notes and, making it a big performance.
He chooses when he does that,
Because I've seen another version of this that he did on his show, and he's so much more alive and demonstrative, really like trying hard to put the performance across. Whereas this one is really like downplayed. And I was just wondering, at the end, when the camera finally comes out and you see the rest of the band and you see the screen and you see Alicia, you see everything, you see his screen and the backlight comes up and you see him start to walk off, and then it freezes like it's been cut there. But Alicia's still singing. She's still like holding a note. But he's already stopped and he's already walking off camera.
Oh, God.
And then you think, oh, maybe that's why he's not put anything into this performance, because maybe this is just a test or something.
Maybe
they've just picked the thing that's the simplest thing to isolate, his image.
Exactly, yeah. Because all the other performances probably had something else, a band in it, or it's moving, or he's interacting with other things.
It's like he's been told by the director to stay in exactly the same place. We want to get this perfectly focused so everything's ready for the actual live show taping or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it was a rehearsal or something.
And then you see those edges at the end when it just like freezes and he's like, walking off the... It's like, what the fuck is this? This is just fucking shit. This is meant to be like the 50th Grammys celebration. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's just a fucking mess.
Have we had a reanimation duet? We've done reincarnation, but now we've done reanimation. So this is a sour called Zucchero first.
Well, it's a first because it's a virtual duet.
Yeah, a virtual duet. Yeah.
It's not first for the Grammys, though.
No?
No. Hank Williams Jr. won Best Country Vocal Collaboration in the 1990 Grammys for a duet with his dad, who was dead, called A Tear in My Beer. It wasn't performed live on the show, but it was done in a video. And it's really fucking good. Yeah, so the Grammys are not even new to virtual duets.
For us, it's a first. And for the Grammys to be able to use the technology, that's what it's all about, this.
I mean, these experiments do often happen on things like this, don't they? Big celebration shows or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
That's where you want your holograms. That's where, you know.
Yeah, totally. That's where you got to put them there first. I remember a Michael Jackson one was a big deal, and he did the moonwalk and shit on stage. Now it was an actual hologram, though.
That was an actual hologram. I think it was an actor that did the dancing. Or, sorry, not an actor, a dancer. And then it was computer generated, like you would with FIFA. You put all those balls on your black suit, and it picks it all up, and you kind of...
you wear a sort of CGI suit or sort of green screen.
Yeah. But it also had plaster casts of his face, and then they put that through a computer. It looked pretty good. But at this point, in 2008, the best one that I saw was from American Idol, where they got Celine Dion doing a duet with Elvis, a song called I Had a Dream from his comeback show.
Yeah.
As a duet, and as a virtual duet, for this period, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's not live, so it's a lot of camera tricks and...
Jiggery-pokery.
Yeah. Other famous ones were like the Holopac. Do you remember Holopac?
No.
Tupac?
Oh.
At Coachella in 2012.
Shit.
They used the technique called Pepper's Ghost, where you have a piece of glass on the stage that's at an angle. So, like, it'd be closer to the audience at the top and further away from the audience at the bottom. So it's at an angle.
Right,
And then
okay, yeah.
underneath is a projection. So you can have projections on the glass, and then things can happen behind and in front, you know. Maybe not in front so much, because the projection might get interrupted.
Get in the way of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that technique dates from 1862.
Wow.
Victorian theatres were using this kind of technology back then.
Illusionists.
Yeah. And when they wanted a ghost in their play, they would have a light under the stage onto someone that was acting underneath the orchestra pit. So then you'd have some kind of reflection coming up from that.
So you don't see the glass then, you just see the sort
So
of...
at an angle, you would probably get a glint off the glass, wouldn't you?
But with lighting and stuff, you can...
Yeah, you kind of mask it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done something a bit better than this, really, because it's just a screen.
That's what I'm thinking. It's 2008, and it's the Grammys.
Yeah.
That's why I think this whole writer's strike is something, because I think if you had a lot of heads together, it would be done a lot better. It's 5-year-old technology, what they're using, the multimedia screen stuff.
It's just the best Brian could do. I mean...
Yeah. Fair dues, Brian. It wasn't that bad.
Fair dues, Brian. If you're listening, like, well done.
We may still have different ideas of what a duet really needs.
That's good.
And that's good. I think that you need to have conversation. Someone says something, the other person reacts. And because he's performing it as a solo artist, he has no idea that it's going to be a duet.
Yeah, that's true.
And as much as Alicia tries with, like, adding little words here and there,
She's talking, she's trying, she's communicating, she's knocking on the door.
so really you have to say fair dues to Alicia for at least trying to outperform him vocally.
Yeah, and that's why it's good when she gets black. It's like, come on, Alicia, give him some, but you can't fucking destroy a hologram.
Yeah, it's impossible.
He just keeps going. He will finish the song. He will absolutely not be stopped.
Well, he's programmed. He's programmed to finish the
He's the
song.
fucking Terminator. Just keeps going. And she's like, whatever she does, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. This Sinatra does not care. Whatever she does.
The future doesn't care.
She can oversing, undersing. She can get her tits out. It doesn't matter. He will fucking win. He will absolutely not be stopped. The future does not fucking care.
And the tech guys don't care.
They fucking don't give a fuck. They're the enablers, these fuckers. They're the feeders of the future.
Technically, you can call it a duet, but is it a duet? I mean, really?
It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
We've had, in this round, the Conway and Loretta one, obviously, was a very, very interactive duet.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even the Loretta Jack White, you know, they were speaking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Dean and Conway, for me, didn't really add up to a duet. For me.
Okay.
For you, it did. Because of him writing it, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It works. But, like,
Yeah.
this one just really, really fails.
Yeah. I do see your point. Like, it's very desperate. Trying to say this, it is a duet. Honestly, it is.
And that's what can happen with big experimental pop productions like the Grammys, I suppose.
They can go
go
wrong.
Totally wrong, yeah.
Because everyone's in it for the wrong reasons.
It's a grotesque celebration of Frank Sinatra, basically.
Yeah, it's a huge failure as a duet, but does anyone care who's making it that that's the case? No, because it's all about the hijinks and...
Yeah, it's all about the technology and about the celebration of the 50 years.
Yeah.
They've basically dragged out an old artist. Which is what they would do to celebrate an institution that's been going for so long. They bring someone from the beginning.
Yeah.
Fine.
But why did they think about someone having to duet with it? Like, with it. I'm going to call it it, because it's just...
Well, it is, isn't it?
Isn't it? Like, why put someone through that humiliation of having to duet with it?
It's humiliating to Alicia, firstly and foremostly.
Yeah.
I feel really sorry for her to have to go through this. And it's also humiliating to the memory of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
They picked a bad version of Frank Sinatra to present. This is not very representative of Sinatra. He is known for really digging deep and making you feel something. And this song doesn't go anywhere close to that. So, like, it's a failure on all levels.
It really is. I do come back to, like, why the hell they picked this song. It makes no sense at all. Because, especially if you're going to just get someone to duet on something that's not been a duet, you may as well pick a decent one.
Yeah.
And fuck it up. Like, it could have been anything.
It's down to Brian, isn't it? It is down to Brian.
It's Brian's fault. Yeah. But Brian doesn't know anything. He's the IT guy. Why let him fucking decide?
And we're going to go and blame Brian for this?
Yeah.
Surely we can't blame Brian, but we are. We're blaming Brian.
No, you have to blame who said to Brian, yes, go and do it. Yeah. They were desperate.
It's the Grammys who were flying by the seat of their pants at this time because of the writer's strike. And it all went south and it all went bad. And yeah, thanks for getting us back to Alicia Keys. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks for that. Yeah, otherwise, what would we have done?
Well, we'd have to take another route. Oh, we could have got there in 5, I told you, earlier on.
Yeah. But thanks for helping us get to 6. But, thanks, Grammys. But what the fuck
thanks.
were you doing? No thanks, really. Yeah.
Boo. Boo the Grammys.
Yeah.
What has happened during this, we have gone through the decades quite rapidly because before this, we hadn't even been to the 70s. And in this, we've been to the 70s, we've been to the 60s, we've been to the 50s. We've even been to the 20s with the Dean and Frank one. We got all the way back to the 20s for the original.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
We've covered a lot of pop history during this episode.
Yeah, we've been tripping through time, which has been fun. And we haven't... Did we get to the 80s?
We managed to avoid 1986.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a sad state of affairs. Actually.
No, it's a...
Oh, I love 86.
It's a feather in our cap.
Okay, we could say we did one without 86. All the rest are going to probably have 86 in, yeah.
But we've seen some outsiders trying to get into that sweet country action with Jack and Dean. But no traffic going the other way. Country artists aren't interested in getting out of country, really.
Good point.
Yeah. But other people are interested in getting into country. They want in on country. Yeah,
of course they do.
That country
it's a
dollar.
Huge dollar. Yeah, it's got its own chart. Does croonerism have its own chart? Like, no.
Countrypolitan, does that have its own chart?
Countrypolitan does that have its own chart? Should do. Subchart.
And what we've seen is duets as a vehicle for celebration because they used this duet for the Grammys. Yeah. The Sinatra and Dean one was for a celebration of Judy Garland coming back into TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Duets are used to bump the ratings, aren't they? They're like ratings bumpers. They're like...
Yeah. Sell the new Bond film.
Yeah, and the Bond film, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've seen the commercial side of duets in this.
Yeah.
But we haven't really had except for Louisiana Woman, we haven't had that's the only really good song during this episode.
It has been fun, but hard work at times. Yeah. Trying to drum up the
enthusiasm.
Yeah. So that brings us to the end of the 3rd episode. What are we going to do for the 4th then?
Have you got any ideas?
I decided to put this out to our subscribers. Oh. And we've had a response from Joe. And he's sent
Joe
in a suggestion. Yeah, Joe. He's
Joe the
one of our subscribers. Yeah, Joe. Well, one of our 9 subscribers now. So
thank God.
It's great. He said he's a big fan of the show, loves it. I think he's actually our target audience because he fucking loves duets. And he's going to suggest a song for us to leap off from.
Oh,
in episode
fantastic.
4. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, here we go. I'll have to rewind in order to play because this fucking stupid thing is a cunt.
Hi, this is Joe. Loving the show. My suggestion for the next duet is Prince and Rosie Gaines with the fantastic Nothing Compares to You. Take it away.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, wow.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just thinking now, like Prince, Well, it doesn't do that many duets, like popular duets, but maybe he's done lots of TV and live duets. Can you think of any other duets off the top of your head of Prince?
From Prince?
Yeah.
Well, the other one that he was going to suggest was Prince with Sheena Easton and the Batman theme.
Wow. I've not heard that.
Which I've not heard.
I've heard them sing together. Maybe they've done a duet back in the earlier 80s.
What, Sheena Easton and Prince?
Sheena Easton's definitely in the Matrix.
I'm so fucking happy about that. I can't. I actually did really want to do that one, but he wanted to suggest this one instead. And actually, this one's this excites me.
Oh, this is a classic song, isn't it?
I've never heard this version. I don't think.
No.
Have you? Rosie Gaines? She's like a 90s kind of house.
She's a soul singer, I guess. All the house singers they're normally soul singers, aren't they?
But it was like a kind of groovy R&B type tune that Rosie Gaines did in the 90s.
Cool.
So I don't know when this is from. It was pre-Sinead O'Connor's version, perhaps.
I think she made it famous, didn't she? And then, I don't know, and then maybe he had a go. Maybe he'd already had a go at it before.
Who knows? It's all to come in the 4th episode.
Yeah.
All of these questions we have going to be answered.
Cool. Great. Thanks, Joe. I'll plug these names into the Matrix and see what comes up.
Okay, you do that. Let me know. No, it will not happen again.